What is up, family? Just wanted to touch base with y'all on this juice fast. We got a week down, which was beautiful. I did not do the whole week. I did break yesterday, and we're gonna get into it in this video. Yo, welcome back. Like I said, we touching up on the juice fast in this video. I had planned to do 14 days straight, but after a week, I decided to consciously eat some foods. I don't like how I worded that in my intro. I said I broke. I didn't break. Nothing about me is broken. But I did consciously decide to eat some food. And I'm gonna go ahead and post that food right here to show y'all what I made. But yeah, it was gosh darn delicious, if I must say so myself. I guess this video is more so the whys, the who, what, when, where, whys, and hows of what happened. How did this kind of happen? How did this transpire? For a couple of reasons. And like I said, I actively went into this and gave myself something that would be a pretty big goal. 14 days for some of y'all may be like, oh, 14 days ain't hard. Yeah, when you dream this thing up in your mind versus actually putting it in the work to see how much effort and discipline 14 days require, you start to see how difficult things are. I know they say comparison is the killer of joy, but when I was looking at Juice Fast, I was seeing people do 30 days, 2 months. I'm on Jillian Berry's channel a lot. I really shout out to her. I love the content she produces as it relates to veganism, raw veganism, and a lot of the folks that come on there with the interviews for the Juice Fast. And I was just like, hey, so-and-so just did 60 days. So-and-so did 40 days. So-and-so did, 6 months, a year. Man, I can knock this out the park. When you fantasize about it in your mind versus you actually have to drink these juices every day, be disciplined, deal with the highs and lows of the day, deal with your own thoughts and temptation, stuff really starts to get real, essentially. And it's way more challenging than just looking at a number. When you compare yourself to other folks online, you see them doing 30 and 60 and 90 and 6 months in a year of Juice Fast. You thinking, oh man, I got this in a ballpark. Like this about to be easy. I'm gonna knock this out the park, right? But when you actually have to sit with yourself and be disciplined in those moments that aren't so pretty and it gets ugly and temptation pops up, it's a lot more difficult. So I knew initially setting myself up with a 14-day Juice Fast was perfect, because I'm gonna shoot for the stars and land on the moon. And I landed on the moon. I did 7 days essentially. I don't feel disappointed. I also know this will not be my first or my last Juice Fast. This is just the beginning. So I look at this, I'm a huge boxing fan. For those of y'all that don't know, if you go through some of my shorts, you'll see I actually box myself. I'm an amateur boxer, so on and so forth. But why am I bringing that up? So in boxing, you got rounds, right? You got round 1, you got round 2, you normally full championship or a pro bout is 12 rounds, right? How I look at it is for my Juice Fast, this was just round 1, essentially. This is just round 1. So, you might get pieced up a little bit in round 1. You go back to your corner, you got 60 seconds to kind of rest and recover, and you regroup, and you've come up with a new strategy. And then you go into round 2 stronger than you did round 1. So how I'm looking at this thing is, I went in round 1, okay, 14 days was the goal. I got 7 days, cool, not the end of the world. Regardless of the fact, I did 7 days more than I would have not done if I had not done the Juice Fast altogether. But with that being said, when I go into round 2, I will be more disciplined, I will be more focused, and I'll be more structured and know how to deal with some of the challenges that I were facing previously. So with that being said, that's my perspective of the Juice Fast. I did put it out on the internet. I said 14 days, so on and so forth, but 7 days is still cool. It's just round one, baby. It ain't the first or last one, like I said. With that being said, some folks talk about, you know, I ended my juice fast because I was just listening to my body and blah, 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 blah. I don't think I've gotten to that point yet where I've healed my relationship with my body, if you get what I'm saying. Like, there's still a lot of things, even on the mental scale, trauma-wise, that I'm working on. You know, I'm a sane human being, but we all have things that we're working on and healing. But I don't think I've gotten to that point yet where I'm like, oh yeah, I was listening to my body and my body told me that I needed to X, Y, and Z. I really just think, you know, my biggest temptation was being bored, being in the house, not having a lot of activities to occupy my mind, and being a little hungry on a juice fast. And when those cravings come up and not have anything that you're actively working towards, anything that you're necessarily actively doing, that can create a lot of, you know, that can create a lot of essentially idle time where you can have a lot of temptation, right? And so how, you know, I said we're going to do the who, what, when, where, how. How did I end up in a position where I had all this time where temptation popped up? Well, when you're doing stuff like juice fasting, you are kind of secluded from society. So I kind of just been chilling in the house. I'll go out, I'll go to work, right? I'll come home, I'll go work out. But outside of that, I'm kind of in the crib. I'm bored. I'm playing with my fingers and shit, for lack of better words. Not really, but, you know, I'm not really interacting. I'm not doing things that are task oriented that would kind of distract myself from focus on the fact that I'm only consuming juices. So with all that idle time comes a lot of temptation, and that idle time was able to be presented to itself because I kind of excluded myself from the world. So one of the things that I'm learning about when I go into a juice fast is finding other folks that are doing something, if not the same as me, something similar, so I can connect with them and have like-minded individuals around me. Because it doesn't matter how strong you are, you can't beat environment. And a lot of the people around me aren't on juice fast. A lot of the people around me aren't eating healthy. So when I have to feel like I have to separate myself from them, I'm over here on Gilligan's Island, alone, bored, trying to figure out what to do. And then with bored and an idle mind, you know what they say about that. So that's kind of how I ended up in that position. I don't think my body necessarily needed to break the juice fast or anything like that. It was just like, man, I want that dopamine hit. I want something to charge me up. And them cooked foods, the quinoa, the cucumber, the onion, and the tomato that I made was that charge up that I was looking for. And I'm actually grateful at the stage that I'm at, even though, you know, I may have divulged into that, so on and so forth. It was those things rather than a burrito, you know, some steak, some carne asada, some, you know, some shrimp, some chicken, whatever. I'm not at that phase anymore. So, you know, it is what it is. But I did want to hop on here and just let y'all know what was going on. You know, I didn't do the full 14 days. I did 7 days, which was great. But we are going to be back. We're going to be back. Probably in the next couple of days, and we're going to start fresh. There's a lot of things that I've learned about this juice fast, even down to my sleeping habits. One of the things that can kind of activate that hunger hormone, I think I said in one of my previous videos, is that gremlin. And I wasn't getting the best sleep on my juice fast, I was realizing. I think that had to do with magnesium, because I took some magnesium last night, and y'all, I'm telling you, I got some of the best sleep of my life. And the reason why I had not been taking magnesium is because the magnesium that I have, it's flavorless, it's powdered, but it has citric acid. So I was trying to be extra to the tea and extra this and that. But hey man, you got to do what you got to do. Healing is a journey. It's not an overnight thing. What I'm realizing, it took us a while to get here. So, you know, I'm learning things one day at a time. And every time I come back and I attack this thing, and I come back to a juice fast, or eventually when I come to a water fast, because, you know, I will be doing a water fast, and I attack these things, you know, I'll be better than I was essentially the last time. So anyways, I hope I covered all points. I'm multitasking and driving. I know you shouldn't drive and film or whatever, but I like to multitask. So I'm about to go get some lentils right now. I'm kind of looking forward to those. And lastly, before I close out the video, food is very much so a charge up. So we have to have other activities that we're doing throughout the day, because we will try to just find all our soul pleasure in the foods that we're eating. And that may lead us to eating something that we may not, we might not, what am I trying to say? God dang. We may not supposed to be eating. I don't even know if I said that correct, but y'all get what the hell I'm saying. I don't know why words aren't coming to me right now. But my cat, for example, I used to have a cat, right? It was a tuxedo cat. Her name was CC, Cookies and Cream. And she would be bored in the house sometimes. She was getting a little chunky, you know, going to the food bowl, rummaging, eating, grazing. And when I took her to the vet, they was like, oh, you know, she packing on weight. She's probably bored. So, you know, we had to get some fun activities for her to do, you know, the laser pointer jazz and all that good stuff, so that she wouldn't just resort to food. But the same happens to us as humans. So we need to have activities that we are doing so that we're just not eating out of boredom. But anyways, appreciate y'all for tuning in. This video was kind of all over the place. I am driving right now. I did finish out my juice fast, and I will touch base with y'all in a few days, and we will start a new juice fast. And that one will either be 14 or 21 days, but we're going to build on top of this. This is not the end. This is just the beginning, and it's beautiful because, like I said, every step of the way I learn. So, anywho, I appreciate all of y'all that tuned in. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, don't forget to subscribe. If you can relate to any of the things I'm saying, please let me know. Don't feel no shame in your journey. You are attempting, this is me speaking to myself and speaking to y'all, we are attempting something that 99.9% of humans never ever do in their life. So this is going to be a journey, and it's going to be a challenging one, but you just got to stay the course. But anyways, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Much love. Peace.